Although only a few colors of lightsaber crystals are shown in the Star Wars movies, there are dozens of types of color crystals that exist in the expanded Star Wars lore. In Star Wars The Old Republic, it's pretty easy to get basic crystals like the green, red, and blue ones. But there's also a lot of very cool colored crystals that come from all over the place, including the cartel market. Surprisingly, a lot of the very cool looking and spectacular colors actually come from crafting. Artificers can craft numerous different things, including crystals that you can put inside your lightsaber or inside your guns. If you put them in a lightsaber, they change the color of the blade, and if you put them inside a gun, it'll change the color of your blaster fire. If you're interested in picking these up for yourself, you'll first need to pick up the Artifice crafting skill. To do this, you need to head to the Republic or the Imperial Fleet and go to the Strongholds and Crew Skills section. There you'll find a trainer that will help you learn these schematics. All of the lightsaber crystals in this video are very easy to craft. They don't require any types of special schematics. The schematics simply come from your trainer, and more show up as you level up your crafting level. What's incredibly cool about all these lightsaber crystals is that they can be used at level 1. It doesn't matter what level your character is, you can send them one of these crystals, and they can use it from the very first cutscene in the game. This is one of the few cases that crafting is even better than the items you can get on the cartel market. Cartel market colored crystals, some of the special ones, require level 10 to use. All of these crystals come in 3 different versions, and each one has its own stats. The Eviscerating Crystal has crit, the Hawkeye Crystal has power, and the Indestructible Crystal has endurance. If you're still leveling and you don't know which stats you need, it's usually easy to pick up an Indestructible Crystal. It'll give you a lot more health. All of these crystals give the standard plus 41 stat of your choice. This is especially nice if you're leveling. The first crystal you can craft with Artifice is the Advanced Blue Crystal, and this is a very traditional Jedi color. It's also known as the color of the Jedi Guardian in Knights of the Old Republic. All of these crystals have a decent chance of being on the Galactic Trade Network, so if you're interested in getting one without crafting, you have a pretty good chance of searching for Advanced Blue and finding it on the GTN and being able to buy it with credits. The second color crystal you can craft is Advanced Yellow, and this is also a very basic Jedi crystal. It's well known for being the Jedi Sentinels crystal in Knights of the Old Republic. If you can't find these crystals on the GTN, try enlisting an artifice to make one for you. If you don't have a friend who's an artificer, you can always go to general chat on the fleet and ask, is there anyone who's an artificer who's willing to craft for me? They'll generally ask you either for credits or for certain materials, because sometimes they're hard to get. The third crystal you can craft is the Advanced Green Crystal, and this one is traditionally the color given to Jedi Consulars in Knights of the Old Republic. It's also the color of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in the Star Wars movies. Free-to-play players can actually craft most of these crystals, especially the ones earlier on in this video. It's just a little more difficult, because free-to-play players can only pick one crew skill, and you normally need 3 to get all the materials you need to craft. If you want to craft these as a free-to-play player, you'll need to take Artifice as your one crafting skill, and then purchase the rest of the materials you need from the GTN. If you're preferred, you'll have an easier time because you'll be able to take Artifice as well as one of the gathering skills, like Archaeology, that you'd need to craft these. The fourth color crystal you can craft is the Advanced Orange Crystal. This is a great crystal if you're looking for something a little offbeat, but not too crazy. It's not very bright orange, it's actually pretty similar to the yellow color crystal. If you're looking for a true orange color, kind of like Halloween or pumpkins, this isn't quite going to be the right one. But it is a good crystal if you want to have the game's traditional orange crystal in your lightsaber or in your blaster. The fifth color crystal you can craft is the Advanced Red Crystal, and this is the traditional color of the Sith. And this is really great to have available because you can craft literally unlimited amounts of red color crystals. So let's say you have a whole bunch of Sith Inquisitors and Sith Warriors and you want all of them to have a red color crystal in their lightsaber. Crafting these fairly low level Advanced Red Crystals will give you a really easy time acquiring so many without having to invest real dollars into unlocking color crystals on the cartel market. Now we're starting to get into the really interesting stuff. The sixth color crystal that you can craft is the Advanced Fire Red Color Crystal, and this is absolutely gorgeous. I was pretty stunned when I pulled it out after crafting it and realizing what an amazing color crystal it is. It's actually multiple colors. It has a white core, a kind of yellowish orangish center, and then a red flare around the outside, and it really looks like a really beautiful fiery color. There is a kind of similar version on the cartel market called the Fire Orange color crystal, but that one also has an orange center, and this one really glows like a proper flame, and this is something that you can craft. It's not on the cartel market at all. This is exactly not the kind of stuff I was expecting to see when I was making these videos. The 7th color crystal that you can craft is the Advanced Purple Core crystal, and this one's pretty interesting because not only is it a very non-standard color, it also has a non-standard core. This Advanced Purple Core crystal has a kind of purplish, pinkish, magenta, fuchsia core rather than the traditional white. And on the outside, it also has a kind of similar darker pinkish purple color. It's very good if you want a character who's very interested in having something really different than others have, or if you just really like the color pink or purple. The 8th color crystal you can craft is the Advanced Amethyst color crystal, and this is really pretty. It's a very light, pale, pastel, pinkish purplish color, and it's very light and dainty, and I like it a lot. One of the rarest crystals in the game is the white lightsaber crystal. It's a crystal without any color, just pure white. And if you can't afford the white crystal, this Advanced Amethyst crystal is a really great alternative. And here's where we get into the really special stuff. The 9th color crystal that you can craft is the Advanced White, Yellow, Orange crystal. And if you're searching up this one or the next one on the GTN, make sure to put dashes between all 3 of those colors. And it's actually a tri-colored crystal. And although this one's color differences aren't as dramatic as the next one we're about to see, you can see that this lightsaber is almost twice as large and twice as glowy as a normal lightsaber. In the center it has a white core, it has a yellow glow around the outside, and a very slight orange tinge around the outer edge of the flare. I think this color crystal would be especially good for any type of Jedi character that really wants to show the intimidation factor in battle, or for a character who's very strong in the Force and is channeling that power into their own lightsaber. The last color crystal that you can craft is the Advanced White, Purple, Blue color crystal, and wow, this is a very beautiful color crystal. It's very much outside of the Star Wars lore, it's very much tri-colored, but it is pretty stunning looking. It has a white core, a very strong and distinctive purple glow around the core, and around that has a very light sky blue color as its 3rd color. I just think this crystal is absolutely stunning, and it's really the kind of thing that you'd expect to see on the cartel market. But no, this is something you can craft. This one and the one before it take quite a few more materials than the other crystals, but it's absolutely worth it. Up until this point, I've showed you crafting crystals that you can craft no matter what, as long as you have an Artifice. You just have to head to the trainer to get the schematics. But this one's just for fun, it's a bonus. It's a very special crystal. It's called the Advanced Magenta crystal, and it's also crafted, but you can't get the schematic from the trainer. Where exactly the magenta color crystal schematics come from tends to change between patches and expansions, but is reported to have dropped from world bosses fairly often, and from certain operations. If you do manage to acquire one of these fairly rare schematics, it'll take more than just a few common materials to craft a magenta crystal. You'll be sent to Hoth, Tatooine, and even Ilum on a tiny mini quest chain before you can craft the magenta crystal itself. The magenta crystal is one of the very early secret quest chains that have been added to the game, and were something really cool at the time. If you're lucky, maybe you'll see one of those schematics and be one of the favored few who can craft the magenta crystal. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the color crystals you can craft, especially some of the later and rarer ones. I'll be continuing to show off some of the cool things you can get in the game without cartel coins, including the adaptive vendor on the fleet, Artifice dyes, guns, and lightsabers. So if you're interested in showing your support for this channel, or to have these new videos show up on your YouTube homepage, make sure to subscribe to this channel. See you guys later, and have fun crafting! I hope you found a really cool crystal for your collection.